My dream was to be a Marine Corps officer, and I realize now that I got that interest because I was a Boy Scout. While growing up and in my later years after high school, that was the time when we had the Vietnam War, and I didn't want to jump into the war that quickly, so I attended the Lorain Community College there, and then I went to Ohio State, and I flunked out having too much fun, and got drafted, and I joined the Marines in the 120-day delay program. I served in a special operations unit that was called the Combined Action Program, and the unit basically was a squad of Marines, 11 or 12 Marines and a Navy corpsman, and we lived in the remote villages of Vietnam. When you talk about PTSD, after a year being in that kind of environment where our job, initially Cap Marines were housed in a compound, and they sent out ambushes at night and patrols during the day. But it was easy for the enemy to observe their movements, and then they were easily wiped out. So by the time I got there, we were a mobile unit. So during the time I was in Vietnam, I basically got wounded twice. Once by a rocket-propelled grenade, RPG. During a daytime patrol, I got wounded by a Claymore mine. I'm writing that story now. My book is titled Year of Survival, The Nightmare Life of a Cap Marine, and I kept a diary during my time in the Marines in 1970. Having gone through that experience, it does create post-traumatic stress disorder or post-traumatic stress. Man, so happy to be alive, and then you kind of have to hide the fact that you were in the service and that you put your life on the line, and that you saw these brothers killed and wounded, and you did what you could for a country and the people of that country, and then many did not welcome us. It takes a lot to deal with PTSD. It all comes through bettering yourself incrementally, so to speak. And that's what has been happening to me throughout my life. It hasn't been easy. Initially, thank goodness I was single then, but you go through the alcoholism and all those types of experiences where there's a potential for one to even lose their life here in the United States, because we're so, I would say, angry and spiteful, and everything you can imagine that was transferred from a wartime situation to civilian life within days. I was lucky enough when I moved to Florida that I was attending the Herd Foundation horse therapy session, and I met Carrie Reichbach, who is the co-founder of the Gray Team, and the Gray Team's mission is to prevent suicide. And we had the vigor to then address other issues. And so we participated in different activities, whether it's going to gun ranges or going on rucksack marches. And one of the wonderful things was being a part of Vetbaseball. And for once, I really felt privileged and proud to have served. I remember going to the Marlins game, and I was picked to be on the Jumbotron, or whatever they call that thing. And here I got to meet these beautiful Marlin mermaids, and those young ladies were wonderful, and it made you feel so good. Here they were our daughters, mothers, sisters, and they were working hard, making people happy at the stadium, and in addition, making us happy and working towards making a better life for themselves. Without having been touched by the love that is provided by Vetbaseball, the great team, and other wonderful organizations in the community. It's so much harder for people that have gone through such traumatic experiences, those experiences. And I don't think the organizations that are out there can quantify the impact that your organizations have made to help us become better human beings, and in addition then provide and help others as we go along. If I may say to the Latino baseball players, ustedes deben de ayudar a este grupo porque necesitan dinero y ellos no cobran por su asistencia, y espero que algún día ustedes vean esta grabación, este video, y que puedan ayudar al vetsbaseball.org.